The summer between freshman year and sophomore year of high school was really hard on me. Freshman year, I had made a decision to move to Denver and start going to an art school. But after a lot of difficulties living out there, on top of not being prepared for the pressure that art school would entail, I ended up deciding to move back to Kansas City. This was a time when I was struggling with my art, my identity, and a lot of things around me. And I was really having trouble pinning down what it really was that I wanted. I was talking about this online with my friend from Denver, and she sent me a poem that she felt would help guide me through my confusion. This poem being A Road Less Traveled by Robert Frost. In this poem, Robert Frost describes a dirt path in the middle of the forest that splits into two separate paths, both of which with indistinguishable destinations. The protagonist of the poem describes one path as looking more worn than the other one, but he decides to take the risk of going down the road less traveled. This is when the poem gets kind of tricky. The last stanza has the protagonist reflecting on his decision, and his perception of it is left rather vague. His description of it can be described as either one of regret or one of nostalgia. For as long as I can remember, my heart has been dead set on pursuing my art as my career. I've never had a plan B. However, by embracing my art as what I want to do for a living, I'm taking a very high risk. There's a strong sense of competition that goes into being a professional artist, and with that can come a lot of discouragement and self-doubt. Due to this, I sometimes find myself in places where I'm questioning whether or not this commitment is one I'm really capable of succeeding in, and if I should instead take a path that's safer. This is where the significance of Frost's poem comes into play. I think that Frost's dual meaning in this poem is important in reminding us that with these sacrifices and challenges that come with taking a road less traveled, the benefits that come with the decision are made all the more fulfilling. Creating something that's rich with my emotion is certainly empowering on its own, but having this opportunity to potentially communicate those emotions with so many different people in such a significant, creative way brings me a sense of satisfaction that's beyond words. Even as my artistic journey continues to present more and more obstacles, Frost's poem consistently reminds me of the fulfillment that art gives me that's more substantial to me than probably anything else in my life. A Road Less Traveled by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same. In both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.